Hello, everybody. This is Jesse White here of the Needless Potatoes podcast. My guests today are the dynamic duo, the Gruesome Twosome, the Pantera Super Club,
Okay.
Wow.
Don't attach me.
BrainDead Air.
Yeah.
Oh.
Hello, guys. How's it going?
Hey, man.
Hello, Jesse.
Hello.
You didn't say our names.
Oh, yeah. We got Garrett Gondor
There's one.
Hello.
and Mr. Casey Howard. Guess who's who? Have fun doing that. But so you guys, you guys run BrainDead Air.
Mm-hmm.
Who came up with that name?
You're yours truly, Gondor,
It
over
was a
here.
Gondor original.
Garrett
That was,
Gondor.
that was how I pulled Casey in.
Yeah,
with
he
it.
came to me with. That's how he convinced me to even do that thing. Is because he came to me with this really cool name. It's gonna be called BrainDead Air. I was like, dude, that's yeah.
Where did that come from?
Dude, I was just sitting there like trying to think of like similes and like shit. You know, I make memes a lot, and I try to think of ideas all the time, just for comedic effect and just like cleverness. But just I thought of dead air, and then I thought of how stupid we are, and then I thought of how brain dead we are, and I was like, oh shit, I gotta hit this motherfucker up right now.
BrainDead Air.
He sold it. That's all. I think it was Seth Rogen actually said that like in the entertainment industry, all you need is a good title, and that's a like a stepping point.
That's it, dude.
Oh yeah, for sure. I get people all the time. They say, "Hey, what's a needless potato?" And my
I just called Garrett a needless potato today.
Right before you got out here,
whoa,
I was like, thanks, King.
that's like a fate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was destined to be brain dead and a fucking potato.
Yeah.
A fucking potato. No, yeah.
Potato, bro.
But my dad got a my dad has a lot of friends in Ireland, and one guy complained. He's like, "Hey, potatoes aren't useless or needless." He's like, "They're very helpful and they're very beneficial."
Yeah, but did you tell him like this?
There was
what,
like a whole
what the
famine?
actually? Yeah. Well,
No.
did you tell him what it was
Well,
about? though?
yeah, that's
the
awful.
Whole, the whole background, like what a potato is in the entertainment.
So you guys run BrainDead Air.
Mm-hmm.
Who came up with that name?
You're yours truly, Gondor,
It
over
was a
here.
Gondor original.
Garrett
That
Gondor.
was how I pulled Casey in.
Yeah,
with
he
it.
came to me with. That's how he convinced me to even do that thing. Is because he came to me with this really cool name. It's gonna be called BrainDead Air. I was like, dude, that's yeah.
Where did that come from?
Dude, I was just sitting there like trying to think of like similes and like shit. You know, I make memes a lot, and I try to think of ideas all the time, just for comedic effect and just like cleverness. But just I thought of dead air, and then I thought of how stupid we are, and then I thought of how brain dead we are, and I was like, oh shit, I gotta hit this motherfucker up right now.
BrainDead Air.
He sold it. That's all. I think it was Seth Rogen actually said that like in the entertainment industry, all you need is a good title, and that's a like a stepping point.
That's it, dude.
Oh yeah, for sure. I get people all the time. They say, "Hey, what's a needless potato?" And my
I just called Garrett a needless potato today.
Right before you got out here,
whoa,
I was like, thanks, King.
that's like a fate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was destined to be brain dead and a fucking potato.
Yeah.
A fucking potato. No, yeah.
Potato, bro.
But my dad got a my dad has a lot of friends in Ireland, and one guy complained. He's like, "Hey, potatoes aren't useless or needless." He's like, "They're very helpful and they're very beneficial."
Yeah, but did you tell him like this?
There was
what,
like a whole
what the
famine?
actually? Yeah. Well,
No.
did you tell him what it was
Well,
about?
yeah,
though?
that's
the
awful.
Whole, the whole background, like what a potato is in the entertainment industry.
Yeah.
You didn't. You just left it at that.
Yeah.
Oh, well.
His mind will be boggled unless he listens to
Yeah.
this.
Yeah.
Has your dad ever
Shoot,
listened
you
to
got to
any of
pick your
episodes?
battles.
I don't think so.
I got my dad to watch a little bit of the Fly episode that we
Oh yeah.
did. and
What did he think?
He really enjoyed it. Like,
That's been so far. That's been everybody's favorite episode. Is
Yeah.
That Fly.
Well, that's one of my favorite movies, actually.
No kidding.
Yeah, I really like it. And The Fly 2 is okay. What do you guys think?
Yeah, you're right. It's okay, but like nothing like that first.
So we're talking the Jeff Goldblum Fly.
Yes.
I haven't seen the second one of that. I've seen Return of the Fly, you know, with Vincent Price and the
Yeah,
original
yeah,
of
yeah.
that, which is just a fucking fly head that he has. And he's just honestly, like,
We got to thank Cronenberg for really pushing it to the limit that film deserved and that story
Yeah,
deserved.
Casey like almost puked while we were watching that shit.
Oh yeah.
Oh, really? Have you had you never seen it?
No,
before
I'd
that?
seen it several times.
Oh,
It's
okay.
just that part where he's pulling his fingernails off and the pus is coming from beneath the nails. That gets me every
Just
time.
spooging
And
out of his finger
yeah.
onto the mirror.
I
Casey's like,
appreciate those moments. Those are the kind of moments that make you feel like you're still
Dude,
alive.
my favorite part is when he's like turning into the fly and he's like fly body, but he's still human head.
Yeah.
And then he fucking and then that one
Like
scene he
steps through the skin.
Yeah,
They
dude,
did
that's
so
awesome.
good on that. It was fucking
dude.
gross.
So like and that brings me to another movie is American Werewolf in London with
Yeah.
Rick Baker.
Oh,
He did a
dude,
fantastic job this
Yes.
on
Dude,
the
Rick
practical effects.
Dude, Rick Baker. I mean,
Can you
Oh,
imagine
fuck yeah.
walking into a bar though, and then just like everybody like stopping, and then like turning to look at you, and you're like, "Hey guys." That was the most terrifying part of that movie.
but one of the best werewolf
Oh,
transformations.
Oh, yeah,
it's
for
so
sure.
painful for him.
Yes.
Oh, dude,
Yeah.
you
It was
can
excellent.
tell,
Oh
man.
yeah, the
So
hair
well
and the
done.
blood. Dude,
What
so
was really
good.
what was really cool about that was Rick Baker talked about on Joe Rogan's podcast is they filmed that backwards and then actually shot synthetic hair through like latex skin
Nice.
and then they
Damn.
recorded backwards and that's fucking amazing.
Like Pulp
And that, dude,
Fiction.
that ingenuity and that genius in those moments of creature effects, that's really what brings those movies to life.
Like Alien with and this was like surprise shocking the actors the part where they first see the alien popping out of the chest, it just says in the script, it just says the monster appears and they have no idea. All they're supposed to do is just sit around a table and like eat, and then John Hurt starts coughing, and so like he starts coughing a lot and he's like, this black guy's like, come on man, it's like food's not that bad or whatever. And then he like slams back on the table and they're all freaking out like, what the hell? And then just his chest just bursts and like this blood just squirts and they all just like just shut the hell up for like 5 seconds and then the thing just pops out and they're like,
Dude.
what the
So good.
Well, that's amazing. That's how you want people to react, right?
Oh, yeah.
You want people to be like, "What the fuck?" and you want people disgusted. And
For that body horror genre.
oh,
that's-
for sure.
But that's not all you want. You want to have that substance too. The good
like the Blair
writing.
Witch Project almost. Like,
Oh well.
Yeah.
Well, no. Listen, like the way that was filmed was fucking because they
Yeah.
like the entire time they were given
The found
an outline,
footage.
and they would have to go to the woods, these 3 people, and just film it. And then like at night, the director would come and film or come and fuck with their tent, just like slamming on the side, and they'd have to freak out or whatever. And like a lot of the times, they thought they were like actually like. They didn't need, like, it was supposed to be like 3 days before the director came back, and like he came back in like 2 hours and stuff.
Jesus, that's awesome.
Dude, I would.
But no, and then also when in The Fly, going back to that movie, when he throws up on that dude and melts him.
oh yeah,
He
That's
throws it
fucking-
on his ankle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
he's like,
felt a bit scummy.
but what a fantastic movie. Now, what other horror movies are you guys fans of?
Well, The Exorcist, for sure.
That's a good one.
That's the number one of all time.
We
Well-
had such a fun time going back on that, and actually, like I feel like watching it and doing the commentary ourselves, like I almost feel like we caught, like I was paying attention more.
Yeah,
And it could be just because I'm older now and a little more wise, and I know a little more of the lore.
Mm-hmm.
But like going into that film for this last time when we did the
I
commentary,
noticed
like,
more shit than I had
yeah,
ever. So.
because I was really looking. I was looking at the cinematography. I was looking at how they did the lighting, and looking at it as a film fan and not just a horror fan. And
it's perfect. It's
yeah,
the guy
it's
that directed
yeah.
it's a maniac.
Oh, for sure. Like I had first seen that movie, I think when I was like, man, pretty young.
Yeah, I was like,
And
"Whoa."
yeah, and it scared the fuck out of me. It
Yeah.
terrified me.
Yeah.
And but the great part about that movie, not only was it fantastically written, but the performances. Like it, I think very seldom like horror movies can be really hokey and just be able to cheap.
Yeah.
Well, listen, they filmed that entire movie for a year. Most movies get filmed in like a couple months,
Mm-hmm.
and this one, like,
They were really feeling the fatigue, and
He
they
was-
were feeling the mental atrophy of just being on this production for so long.
such an evil
And
outline
yeah,
of a movie too. Like,
and they're reading the script like every day, going, "God damn!" Like it just keeps. It's a downward spiral into just like the defiling of this young lady.
oh, dude, yeah.
Like,
Ah.
it's just horrible.
You should get on YouTube and just watch the special features for The Exorcist, man. It's very good.
I'll have to check it out.
It tells a lot.
And apparently there was like a bunch of accidents that happened on set. Like,
Ellen
Shit.
Burstyn broke her back. Yeah.
yeah, like in that scene where the like the armoire comes flying across the room and like hits her and she like flies against the wall.
That's it.
Like she actually hurt, and you see her fall and like hit the wall and she's like, oh my god, and dude, she really did that. Like that hurt her.
Yeah, when she screamed. So that scream is genuine.
Yeah,
dude.
and it looked like it hurt because it fucking did.
Yeah. Well, that's like a Viggo Morrison.
Viggo Mortensen,
Morrison when he broke his toe. Yeah.
kicking the helmet.
Do you have any idea how much I have to shut the fuck up when I'm watching that movie with a girl and I'm like, did you know he broke his toe right there?
Yeah.
And they're like, yes, Garrett, I knew that.
And there's a meme for every scene.
Yes. Oh, yes. Well, like I hadn't seen those movies up until about probably a few months ago.
What?
And then,
Hang on.
Hold on.
You went your
hold on.
whole adolescent life without watching Lord of the Rings?
Man, it's I know, no offense, but I didn't think well, I like the movies, but I didn't know they were for me until like I actually gave them a chance.
Yeah.
So I like them. I mean, they're good. I don't know if it's something.
I mean, they're good.
No, they are
just
good.
Stay on.
They are good.
That's
Everything.
like saying like Mozart is good.
Return of the King won
Beethoven is
11
good.
Oscars, dude. 11 Oscars.
I'm not saying they're not awesome movies. They're awesome movies. They're really good. I'll say that. And
Peter Jackson's about to bust the wall and whoop your ass.
like the fucking
I'm a
Kool-Aid Man. They're good movies. I like
beat
it.
him up for doing the Hobbit.
Did you do like a binge on them, or did you?
Well, so me and some friends from work, we watched the first movie, and they had all seen them, and I had seen like a little bit of it, like here and there, and then so we watched the first one through, and then
you got hooked.
Yeah, and then so then I was like, all right, well, let's see what happens in the second one come on. So they definitely gotten better. Like the first one was good,
Yeah,
the second
and
one
then
was
it
really
just-
good,
yeah.
and then the third one was excellent. And I thought and the guy that plays Brad, what's his name?
Brad Dourif?
Yeah,
Yeah.
dude, he did
Worm
fucking.
tongue?
He was
Yeah,
fucking creepy. And I thought I liked everything.
You lost my sister.
So everything about that movie, I was like, all right, I can see why people like it.
But dude, there's lore behind it all, dude.
Oh yeah.
Dude,
Well,
the source material alone is just like
An entire
you
world.
can't really fuck that up. But after going like here recently, we got the animated series from the 70s.
Yeah.
And went back and watched those.
The Ralph Bakshi.
And
version.
those like Peter Jackson pulled so much from those early
Almost
70s.
scene for scene.
It's all there's some scenes that
yeah. So you were talking about the anime series, right?
like
But they're movies. There's The
they're
Hobbit,
not a ser-
and then there's Lord of the Rings, which is the Fellowship and the Two Towers, and then there's
No,
Return
there
of the
wasn't
King.
there wasn't two towers. They never did that. They did Lord of the Rings and
Return of the King has two towers in it. Or,
yeah, they're just combined.
just
They're
like the trilogy was.
Okay.
And the new ones, they like Peter Jackson pulled so much from that source material.
Just I mean, like literally, like what you see, like animated in the
Proud
movie.
feet.
Proud feet.
Yeah, it looks almost just the same.
Man, those were some sexy feet.
Those Hobbit feet.
I'm proud of those.
So what was it about like Lord of the Rings that drew you in, Garrett?
Fucking Aragorn, dude.
He was handsome.
Him and Ian McKellen were probably just the two most powerful things I'd seen in a performance in a long time. I mean,
Oh, for sure.
I mean, like I was a kid, and I watched Harry Potter. I was like, yeah, this is kind of cool, but like Dumbledore's cool, whatever. And then I watched Lord of the Rings, which I don't know if you knew this, but they came out in the same month in 2001.
Lord of the Rings and Harry.
Ring and the first Harry Potter movie.
Okay, I didn't know that. No.
Yeah,
I didn't know that either.
Man, I remember a lot of shit. But I remember going to see Harry Potter, and I was like, yeah, this is okay. Like these kids are fucking having a crazy time at school, whatever, wizards and shit. But then I watched Lord of the Rings like 2 weeks later, and sat in there for 3 hours, and I was just fucking blown away, dude. It was one of the most amazing things I've ever
Had you read the books or anything before that?
I hadn't yet. I watched Fellowship, and then I read, before Two Towers came out, I read Two Towers and Return of the King.
Okay.
And, dude, I gotta say, and it's not just those books, like, there's Unfinished Tales, there's the Silmarillion, like, that are all based around Lord of the Rings and, like, the world of Arda. And just the gods, like, fucking Gandalf is a god that helped sing the world into creation. And the amount of time he spent on that and the inspiration he drew from fighting in World War I and his son fighting in World War II, and just Saruman basically being the machine of war, like, it's fucking badass.
Oh, for sure. Well, and what do you appreciate more? Is it the books or the movies, or is it both?
Oh, dude, honestly, I really like reading the
The
books.
Silmarillion.
Yeah, the phenomenal depth.
The phenomenal depth of the Silmarillion.
I gotta say, I obviously am watching the movies more than I read the books. I mean, it's,
Yeah, I mean, I loved the books,
Yeah.
and I experienced the books way before the movies came out. I mean, I probably read them when I was in 5th or 6th grade.
Yeah, that's when the
And
movies came out for me.
I'm a little older than Garrett, but I had a really great librarian at my school who she kind of saw the kind of kid that I was, I guess.
Yeah.
And she gave me The Hobbit, and I read that, and I was like, oh, dude, this is really cool. And I was like, oh, there's 3 more of this.
Yeah.
Shit? So I went ahead and I did that, and I loved it. And then when I saw that the movies were coming out and like they're making them, I was like, dude, okay, this is cool. I had no idea who Peter Jackson was.
They were supposed to be the unmakeable movie. I don't know if you knew this.
Yeah.
Like, people have tried to make Lord of the Rings, and it did not fucking work.
Yeah.
What was it about him that made him unmakeable?
The sheer...
Just how big the world is.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
you really, I mean, the undertaking, and really you
My
have
bad,
to
dude.
give Peter Jackson credit, for saying, you know what, I'm going to give it a fucking shot. And he mobilized almost an entire country.
Yeah.
I mean, New Zealand came together as a country, and like they dedicated several of their factories and their places and all this. There's
2 guys sat and made chainmail for 3 years. That's all
just
they
linking chainmail for 3 years.
did. Miles of
Yeah.
it. 2
to
dudes.
armor all these, and then but the outcome, you go back and look at it, and with the CGI that they had at the time, which was meager compared to what we have now.
Yeah.
Right.
Peter caught something that was literally timeless.
Yep.
Oh, for sure. And it's definitely an alternative to all the things that were going on at that time. And like Garrett had said, Harry Potter,
Yeah.
Oh,
and
yeah.
so
Harry Potter, that shit didn't click with me.
it didn't me either.
Now I go back and I watched it with my daughter and I watched it with my wife, and I'm like, okay, this is a good movie.
Harry Potter's
I've watched
culture,
all, yeah, I've watched, yeah, and it's totally, yeah. But me and my family, we actually, when the Lord of the Rings movies came out, they came out around Christmas. They came out on Christmas every year, right?
Late November, yeah.
Yeah, late November, December, and we went every year to go see them in theaters, and that was like it was a special thing because we never really did things like that,
Right.
like having like a family moment, having a thing to do, and like it was with my mother, and so to go out and like do that was like also some special. Like I have these, I have a little bit more to.
The last time you got to sit in the theater for 3.5 hours was Titanic.
Dude, when that guy, I seen Titanic in 3D. I went back and watched it.
in 3D.
Yeah. Well, not 3D, remastered.
Kate Winslet and
Those
Whoa,
3D titties.
the 3D titties, right?
He's like, you want to see these prostitutes I drew?
And
But,
Jesse's like, yes, I do.
Yeah.
3D glasses.
I think it was her hands. Something about those old ass hands.
Ooh.
They're like, sir,
Smoking cigarettes.
They were
sir.
yellow.
They're like, sir, please put your clothes back on. And I was like, no. But when that dude fucking fell and hit that propeller, best part of the movie.
That's iconic. That's the very first thing I remember. I was like, God, man, that really probably hurt. But then no, it didn't.
No, he fucking died. No,
Yeah.
but
Also, like, did you see the tweet? Somebody was like, if the Titanic was like, why didn't the people filming the Titanic help those people? Yeah. It's
Well, all right.
oh wow.
I had a good one the other day. It was like, I wonder what actors from the books are going to play them in the movie.
well,
One day you're
that's
just
something.
walking around Walmart, and then somebody says cut, and then you realize you've been Gary Oldman the whole time.
That's how good he is.
Dude,
Actually, I watched.
show.
Dude, I keep hitting
why
you
are
from
you
my bed.
kicking me,
I'm sorry. I'm trying to
Is it
play
'cause I
footsie, I
like
guess.
Lord of the Rings?
I guess so. Fucking nerd. No.
I watched Darkest Hour the other day.
Okay.
Gary Oldman
Nice.
and
Winston
as
Churchill.
Winston Churchill. Yeah,
I
right.
could
He
go
get
on and on about him, dude.
dude. Yeah.
I love that guy.
Sworn into prime minister right on the right, and the
Because
Nazis are just going crazy and going into everything.
yeah, Neville Chamberlain had signed a little piece of paper for peace with him and Hitler. As long they could invade Poland as long as they didn't touch anything else, and then they did it.
Yeah.
And so did Russia, and they didn't know Russia was going to do it too. So they were like, "Fuck!" But
And then
so,
Neville's like, "See ya."
yeah.
And then
No, they forced him out,
yeah.
and then they got old Winston in.
But what a performance from
Oh, dude,
Gary
yeah.
Oldman. That
Oh,
was such-
yeah, for sure.
yeah. That got him his
Well,
first Oscar.
he as Bram Stoker's Dracula
Oh,
was
dude.
fantastic.
Started on that one. That's one of my favorite movies.
Really? Okay. It's definitely a good one.
Well, it also just because the
Keanu
book is
Reeves'
one of my favorite
British
books.
accent in that movie is the best
Horrible.
I've ever heard.
That's his worst performance. Like there's
was
parts
his
in there that are
best.
cringeworthy.
Well,
But literally, the art behind the wardrobe of Dracula, the shots with the shadows, the way that it was
The way he turned into a werewolf and totally just annihilated that shit.
Yeah.
well, that's almost, you mentioned his accent. That was almost as bad as Tommy Lee Jones as Thaddeus Stevens in Lincoln. Have you seen that?
I have not watched
I've
Lincoln
seen,
Man.
yeah, it's a long rambling movie.
I've
It
been
took
to
me
Gettysburg.
2 sittings to get through it. But yeah, I did watch it.
Just watch it for Tommy Lee Jones, because he's supposed to have a New England accent, right?
Yeah.
And his fucking this Texas garble comes out.
That doesn't
Crime
surprise
scene
me.
before his heart takes measure.
Pretty much.
But
But,
No Country for Old Men.
Yes.
That's what I was
Yeah. Ed Tom Bell.
That's why me and Garrett hang out. We're on the same wavelength.
Well, I love that movie. Actually, I rewatched it.
Country for Old Men is one of the best movies.
Yes.
I've ever
For sure. Well, and the book is, that's one of the rare cases where I prefer the movie over the book.
The book's hard to read. No,
The-
what's the periods and exclamation points?
yeah.
Yeah.
Just
Well-
the grammar's off. I don't know what the fucking word is.
Yeah, well, Cormac McCarthy, he actually just fast wrote that. Like, it was almost like a bet. Like, they said, well, I bet you can't write a book within, like, he had some kind of bet with his buddy.
shit.
Yeah, and that's why it's written like that. He just
Do you know
And
what?
sped
they
wrote
kind
it.
of captured that in the movie because it's so to the point.
Yeah.
There's no grand score. There's no music at all.
Yeah. Not,
And
yeah.
It's just everything is just cut and dry, and
Do you know why it's called No Country for Old Men? The whole thing is supposed to be about retirement, and that's like part of the reason you don't see what's his name, Josh Brolin, him die on screen, is because it's like almost supposed to be from Tommy Lee Jones's character, and how like you're always chasing like the ghost of life, and then like once you catch it, like it's already dead before you can do anything about it.
Oh my God.
Well, that was what really captured that for me is when he was talking about his dreams at the end.
Yeah,
And he was
yeah,
talking
it's-
about his dad riding past him, holding the
Right,
flame,
yeah.
in the darkness.
And I woke up.
Yeah, and then I woke up, and then I was like, okay, this is because it was doing something different. It wasn't just a crime drama.
Put it in your pocket.
And then you had this kind of like demonic force that was
yeah.
Anton Chigurh, who was like the bad guy
Bardem.
wins. Yeah, and it's like, yeah, exactly, Javier Bardem, and then and he was just this kind of cancerous force where he's just wiping everything out, and then you think he's gonna die, and then he doesn't,
Yeah.
and then he just skates on by.
He kills Josh Brolin. He kills
Yeah.
his wife.
Yeah.
And even though he's already killed Josh Brolin, he said he was going to do it. So he goes and does it.
Well, that's one thing I liked about that was that he was a man of his word.
The conviction.
Yeah, he told Josh Brolin, "Hey, I'm going to kill your wife."
Yeah.
And then he did it, and and he was leaving everything up to chance with the coin, and he was a man of honor and principles, even if he was like a contracted
He's
killer.
a psychopath,
Well, yeah, but he still had that.
sociopath.
He
had
was
no-
like Two-Face, dude. He's like,
like he was badass too.
this quarter traveled 25 years to get here. He's like, what time do you close? At dark. Generally around dark.
Dark.
It's like, dark is not a time. You simp.
Imagine if you're just that fucking old
I would be
shopkeeper,
so scared
and you're just getting fucking berated by this dude with a bowl haircut.
with that fucking haircut.
Yeah.
That doesn't scream sociopath. I don't know what does.
Javier Bardem said he couldn't get laid for like months after that movie because of that haircut.
You know
Cut
he
your
was
hair-
putting that cow puncture chicks. Never mind.
We'll just edit that part out. No, but that's just what he said. I don't know.
Wow. It was a very unattractive haircut.
Yes, but
I
it,
don't know, I'd fuck him.
but it, well, all right. Anyways, no.
His name's Sugar.
I love that they killed Stephen Root in that movie. Just
Oh, Bill.
yeah, which I love. I love Stephen Root, but it was just amazing how he just rolled up in there.
I'm
and
just
just
up here to kill myself.
Satellite trouble, Bill?
the bulldozer.
Yeah.
He put the bulldozer up in the
You're just jealous.
came in, just fucking smoked him, and then
Oh man, let's talk about Mike Judge for a second.
Okay.
Man, what an icon,
Dude,
What-
yes.
what
I was just talking about Mike Judge being an icon today with Marshall.
dude. It's like me and
Well,
Gary
he-
should start a podcast.
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 Podcasting.
Hey, you guys should start a podcast, by the way.
BrainDead Air.
BrainDead Air.
BrainDead Air.
Yeah.
BrainDead Potato Head Air. No, but so Mike Judge, he did, King of the Hill, obviously, Beavis and Butthead, and then Idiocracy.
Idiocracy.
So-
The film that became a documentary.
Biopic.
My favorite part of that movie is when Fuddruckers turns into butt fuckers.
Yeah.
That always gets
To
me.
be honest, when was it not?
But also, kudos to the marketing guy for Fuddruckers for coming up with such a
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
for some reason like you read it like Fuddruckers, butt fuckers.
Well, and then there was the ATM that was sponsored by Carl's Jr.
Oh, yeah.
Fuck you, I'm
Your
eating.
children will be placed in the custody of Carl Jr.
Carl's Jr.
You cannot afford the extra big ass fries.
No, dude, that movie was amazing, and I'm a huge fan of King of the Hill. I mean, I fucking love it.
Hill is like it. It's on another level because it's like a cartoon, but it's also the realest shit I've ever seen. In my life.
Well, and we all know people like that, characters from that show.
Yeah, but like also, I mean, like nothing about the cartoon says it's a cartoon except for the animation.
Yeah.
It hits particularly well in the Midwest because we know those people, but something about it is like universally translated. Like it's accepted all over the country.
Mm-hmm.
Like people, I mean, in New York,
King of the Hill is the best anime I've ever seen in my life.
yeah.
Hank Senpai.
Take that, Naruto.
Pay me, daddy.
Pocket Sand's a powerful move.
Yeah.
Dude.
Uses pocket sand. It's very effective.
Okay.
We had the rule no anime.
Yeah, that's yep.
I'm waiting for you guys to cover. There's a hole in my pocket where my money used to go. There's a hole.
Going jangling. Going jangling.
Got a little chain in my pocket.
With
Is that what you're talking about?
No, with a Big Mountain. That's not. But Big Mountain Fudge Cake. There's a hole in my pocket where my money used to go. There's a hole. Yeah, that's John Hardcorn's band.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay,
he had the two guitarists. And there was no drummer.
Sounds like what I used to get called. There's old Fudge.
Oh fudge. Oh fudge Gondor.
Oh, fudge Gondor.
Extra dark Gondor Fudge.
Dark chocolate Gondor.
Dude, Gondor is the lightest chocolate I've ever fucking had.
You're like when Hershey's released white chocolate.
Yep.
Yeah.
And everybody hated it.
Still chocolate.
It was like smaller than all the other chocolates.
I'm cooking the cream, bitch.
That's a good candy bar. No, but so how long have you guys been doing the BrainDead Air? I know, but the people at home don't know.
Shit, I don't even know if I know, dude. Like beginning of April. Maybe?
Okay.
Oh, actually, it was when all this started getting a little serious.
Yeah,
Oh,
right
the-
before COVID hit.
Yeah.
Okay.
We recorded probably 10 episodes.
And it wasn't even. We didn't even talk about any of that in it. It was,
Yeah.
it was that period where it was just like a back thought, like where SARS was, or like.
Yeah, like COVID, like it was going on, but like it hadn't hit home yet, you know.
We were just like.
But then all of a sudden, like, oh, your first confirmed case in Pontotoc County.
Mm-hmm.
Your first confirmed case, like, oh, now Tulsa's got 1,000 cases, and you go, oh shit, okay.
Yeah, it's kind of getting serious, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's why we kind of shut down. We didn't want to invite people. We were trying to socially
Yeah.
distance, you know.
Yeah,
Except for-
we've been hanging out too much together.
Yeah.
And, honestly, like I've been wanting to bring that up. I think we should.
I think we need to break up.
Well, all right.
This is gonna be a hashtag for you. They fucking.
Well, that was something
Hashtag
like
breakup.
when COVID happened. Like I was one of those essential workers that my schedule never changed. You know,
Yeah,
like I
same
was
here.
still going out into the world, and I was functioning just as normal, except I was wearing a mask.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and using more hand sanitizer than I usually would, and it all kind of seemed like okay, this is. It really felt different. Like there was a paradigm shift.
Right.
Like the whole world kind of.
Shit, when I started hearing about people getting to work at home, I was like, when the fuck are y'all gonna hook me up?
Yeah.
And then it was fucking awful.
Well, like what's interesting about that is that there are people mad that they have to wash their hands, which brings up the question
Which
is,
proves that we deserve COVID. We need to
Dude,
fucking
yes.
die. We are the fucking virus.
Wait, what if we're the virus?
Cringe lord.
Dun,
What if
dun,
we're
dun.
the dude? I'm not even trying to be cringe. I'm being legit.
I know, like that's
Looking,
why. It's
if you look at, if you look at the Earth as an organism that with its different cells and its different organelles, and we're supposed to be living in this harmony and living in like a symbiosis with this other living being, and we haven't been. We've been
just been trashing the motherfucker up.
Yeah, we've literally destroyed the fucking oceans.
Yeah, and the interesting part about all that, not to interrupt you, but there is
I'm off my soapbox.
there's people that legitimately don't believe in climate change, and there's people that don't believe in pollution, and in this whole coronavirus thing.
Well, something that we have to compete with is the greatest propaganda machine known to the history of probably the planet, and it's just telling people to keep calm and carry on.
Yeah.
And as long as you can get off your 9-to-5 job and go get your 30-pack of beer or get your bottle of liquor and go home, rinse and repeat. Yeah, and lock the world outside, basically, to quote Todd Smith. There's nothing to you almost can't teach them.
Yeah,
because it's too big of a battle.
We told them not to be taught.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, they don't even know that they need to be taught. They don't realize
Like,
the thing about ignorance is they don't know that they're ignorant.
Mm-hmm.
And you hate to. And you can only go out and be that guy for so long, berating people and trying to enlighten the ignorant. And eventually you just get tired of it.
Yeah. Well, maybe Tool is right in the enema.
Yeah, we need to flush it all away. Absolutely.
Maybe. Yeah.
Mom.
The only way to fix it is to flush away, and that's kind of what we're doing right now.
Well,
we've entered into a great extinction on our planet, like this
for sure. And
there hasn't been just a stay-in-home order in England hasn't existed like that since World War II, and I just think that's because that's the greatest man-made.
We're kind of lucky to live in these
world.
historic moments.
Yeah.
We've seen the greatest music. We've seen the greatest films of maybe even our species.
That's because it's all been just slapping back and forth, just the action has just come.
Well, maybe some of them knew that this whole COVID thing was going to happen or something worse is going to happen.
Well, we did know. We knew that a pandemic was coming. We didn't know if it was going to be COVID or a flu 3 or whatever it might be. We knew a pandemic was going to happen, and we know that there are always going to be cataclysms on the face of this planet. Cataclysms come and go.
Hurricane Katrina was only 15 years ago, man, and that annihilated.
That was a small cataclysm.
I know, but it's just massive in scale for us to even think about that.
Well, and you think about a lot of terrorist attacks, and you think just a lot of tragedies, but there's never been something that's been this globally.
Yeah.
I look at terrorist attacks like this, and this is me going on a soapbox again. A lot of those are what is referred to as blowback. It's not necessarily an act of terror. It's a response to the fact that there are
stimuli. Yeah,
there are evil empires at work that are destroying the planet and destroying places for the resources. If
to say that someone's going to fight back to that, how can you say they're wrong? Is a lot of it.
Say that Canada comes down and drops bombs on your schools and your hospitals and knocks out all of your oil supplies in your little town because they think that there's a terrorist sect in your town or whatever. And then they come in and they set up shop and all of a sudden they own all your oil and all that shit.
And they occupy your lands.
You're gonna be and they're gonna occupy and you get and then all of a sudden you got these people marching up and down your streets and driving their tanks around. You're gonna be mad.
Well, and they fly their flag. You have to subscribe to their religion and their language, and their currency.
It's empire building.
Yeah,
rise to that shit. Dude.
Well, it's colonialism, just 2.0, and it's and that's the thing is they not only is it done to countries with black and brown people, but other white countries as well. Ireland went through that several hundred years ago.
You seem to hear about it more when it's the white countries,
right?
You don't hear about the fact that there's a literal genocide happening in Yemen right now, where they're saying that 150 million people are going to die because of embargoes that Saudi Arabia put on Yemen.
Well,
we don't hear about it.
Yeah. Well, another thing
because it's just some backwoods country that doesn't have a whole bunch of white people in it.
Right. Well, and something else that you don't hear about.
Something is about like I'm saying, we've entered a paradigm shift. Like this shit's not going to fly anymore.
Well, and something that
rightfully so. Like
right. Well, and something that you don't hear about is you don't hear about you maybe vaguely hear about how oh hell, I forgot the name. Wasn't Thailand. You hear about how Thailand was treated by the Japanese during World War II.
right.
Oh,
but then the Americans came in.
Pacific,
and just
China in general, yeah,
and just fucked it up. But
their
then
empire was massive. It was literally 1/6 of the earth.
But then you hear about the United States coming into countries like Puerto Rico or into Thailand and just fucking up even worse.
But that's not for conquest though, like it was. I mean, like I'm sure a lot of like some fucked up shit happened, but it wasn't just blatant, just like we're gonna come in and we're gonna kill all these people, we're gonna rape the women and children because we want to set an example and we want these people to be our slaves and be our new empire. And you can't do that. Like this is why the U.S. has such a good face for that, is because they've never really gone in
manufacture faceless evils that we can go battle. We're battling terror. If you come up with a faceless evil or an unseeable evil that an ultimate enemy that you can go battle, that you don't have to say, oh, this is Bin Laden or Saddam Hussein or Mao Zedong.
We heard a radio broadcast of Pearl Harbor getting destroyed. Now we got to get those Japs. Like that's what it is, dude. Yeah, it's just being sold.
Well, it's turning the dogs of war onto somebody else. You know, it's Napoleon and Snowball saying, "Hey, these other pigs lied to us or lied about us. Go attack them." You know, and everyone stays happy on a Brown's farm or Animal Farm. You know, and it's.
But what happens when there are no wars on the Animal Farm? When it's all peace and all prosperity, what happens then?
Well, you know, there's always going to have
there are limited resources. There is limited space. We have a planet.
Somebody's going to feel like this is the time to do something.
They say that the sustainable population of the Earth is 500 million, and we are approaching 8 billion right now. 8 billion. And when you look at when they say that the sustainable population is 500 million, and then that's what is that, half of a billion?
Shit, I don't know, bro. Yeah, it is. Yeah.
So and then we're approaching 8 billion. So what happens if we don't have those wars where we lose all these lives, or these holocausts and genocides like don't happen? Like
there's a moral arc.
Yeah.
There's an arc to it, and there's also like scale to these arcs, but that doesn't mean it's tipping to any more evil point. It's just there's more chaos involved. Maybe there's more people involved, and
I think when it comes down to, and that's what we're trying to do, is make an order out of the chaos. And by trying to make an order out of the chaos, we are fucking some shit up, because life is supposed to be chaotic. The universe is supposed to be chaotic. We are literally an explosion.
Well, nature is chaotic.
Yeah. We are there is a harmony, there is a balance, but there is something natural about it. There's an algorithm and a frequency that we're not functioning on right now.
Yeah, because like think about watching just Planet Earth and seeing a cheetah take out a gazelle, and then like you'll go on like the internet and then watch some dude shoot a guy in the head, and you'll be like, oh my god, like it's terrible. But I mean, all animals kill each other.
Yeah.
You know? And
life feeds on life.
To this point, to be shocked by that, like that feeds even more to
what it comes to, it's a testament to our humanity. What makes us human, when you can look out and see an injustice happening, to be able to say, you know what, that's not right. This, whether it's an insect or a person, this being has a inherent right to life. You know, to do its shit and do whatever the fuck it wants to do without interference from somebody else, but when the resources
no laws in the
The good guy doesn't always win.
And honestly, like that's kind of like we talk about that a lot in our episodes, and that was kind of like one of the first things I had brought to the table was like, let's just talk about like things we've forgotten, like lost. What was the fucking word I had for it? Lost valor.
Lost values. The values that we've lost as a civilization. We've been numbed by over stimulation and over entertainment. We can watch somebody beat the shit out of somebody, or we can watch two consenting adults fuck the living life out of somebody, and whatever we want to see, you can log on the internet. You can find it, and it's all right there at our fingertips. But what have we lost by gaining that? You know?
Well, and you think about, a generation of kids watched 9/11 happen on TV, and they're exposed to a lot of news stories, about violence, gratuitous violence, and even now with cell phones, you can watch. Unfortunately, you watch, people get shot live on Facebook, and people dying of social injustice. The police are killing people, and it's all right there on your phone.
Disproportionately killing people.
The turning of the world in that sense was the invention of film, dude.
It brought accountability.
Yeah.
To
who knows what the fuck happened before that,
Right. Oh, for sure. Well,
not even just film, but the audio recording, to be able to take down a moment in time for recollection and permanent record. Saying like, what, back in 20 years ago, you did say this, or you did do this, and I don't think that people should be held 100% to what they may have said or did 20 years ago, but there's a level of accountability that you've got to be able to step up and take fucking responsibility for the things that you say and do, and film and audio do that.
Yeah. When is a good, like, how long should we forgive? Like, should we wait until a year or two or 5 years until
there's no blanket judgments.
Right.
You have to look at it a case by case basis.
Are they able to redeem themselves?
Well, if someone wrongs you in your personal life, how long do you usually wait until you're like, okay?
I'm a very forgiving person. I will forgive just about anybody, but it comes down to, are they actually remorseful for what they did?
And are they making a positive impact on your life at that point after that?
Well, and can they? Yeah. And are they willing to change?
Yeah. Well, it's almost like not even on them what they're gonna like. I don't give a fuck what they're gonna do. For me, it's like I don't want to carry the emotional baggage of having to worry about it. Like, oh, I'm worried about this person that wronged me. That this person stole from me, or this person said something bad about me, or whatever. Like, I don't want to deal with that daily. Like, I don't want to think about that. Like, so the sooner that you can just say, I don't care. Forgive and forget, basically. But
still, there's times where I'm like, you better not fucking talk to me. Like,
unforgivable sins. There are things that people can say and they can do that are, for me, unforgivable.
Was it that you got older, or was it maybe getting married, having a daughter that kind of changed that perspective, or was it something that you were working on?
When I became a father, that changed a lot of my worldview. Yeah. I became less serious for the sake of seriousness.
Right.
I became less. I didn't want to rage against the machine so much because I need to actually.
You want to bleed on stage so much.
Yeah.
I didn't want to have that negative. I didn't have. I found a place to put my energy that wasn't a.
But it wasn't you losing your voice.
Yeah. Screaming about things that aren't going to change people's minds.
Yeah.
I still love to do that. I love screaming about things and hoping people will say, "Hey, that was a cool lyric. That was a cool line. Maybe
like that
it'll
time
spark
we were
an interest."
at Blue Note and you said we should legalize recreational. Or was it medicinal cocaine? The very first thing you said when you hopped up there.
I was tired that day. I got in a fight with a dog, like a really big dog, like bit me all over my arms, and I had to go to the hospital and get like stitches, and it was a crazy day.
And then you went and played and then
we went to play a show. and I was a little tired, and yeah, I may have.
Was that with was that
drinking
show at the Blue
cocaine.
Note? Was that with Oberon, or was that that show?
That was the Oberon time because we went like a month later as Toad Ash, I think 2 months later.
I think you guys were still doing this because that was the show that I put
was a
together.
Kodak show.
Yeah.
But I mean, like Oberon played, and Our Mother's Martyr played, like a month or two before that, and then Toad Ash went back to the Blue Note.
Yeah, that might have been it. I forgot
It
what
was
show.
an Our Mother's Martyr show that I said that. Yeah.
Because I remember I was looking at Ann.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I was like,
his wife's just out there in the crowd. He's like, "Yeah, let's legalize recreational cocaine." She's like, "Jesus
and
Christ."
I like dedicated a song to all the
All
whores.
the whores.
Man,
I was in a weird spot that day.
well, I mean, the whole
That wasn't the day that you got attacked by the dog.
Yeah, it wasn't.
Because you got man.
I was probably just drunk. I don't know.
Yeah.
who
We
knows?
found out what was popping on those pizzas later.
Let's hear.
Hey, homie, what's popping on those
Popping on those pies.
What's popping on those pies?
Let's hear that. Let's
on.
let's hear that story. What was popping?
Oh, we just went and got pizza after the show.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. I thought somebody approached you.
Oh,
yeah.
we did see and hear a guy get just fucking hammered with a pool stick.
Whoa!
Oh,
yes.
Jesus.
Yeah. Oh man.
At the Blue Note, or?
Yeah.
Oh shit.
You know that
Okay.
little-
Fucking a legitimate bar fight, pool table fight.
It was badass.
Like from the movies, from the fucking all of a sudden, yeah. You hear somebody like yell, and then you hear this like it sounded like a fucking thunder
it
crack.
was
like,
so loud.
pow! And I look over, and there's like a fucking
Dust cloud.
yeah,
Dudes.
and this guy's
That
holding
little
a broken
barrier in there.
pool cue, that little barrier, like when you're coming down the hall by
Yeah,
the stage,
yeah.
that thing like
Just waving.
Wait, they almost knocked that fucking wall over. These dudes, like both these dudes, were like me. And
They were huge.
Yeah,
They were big.
This was like fucking 500 pounds of humans.
Like
Like
I
just-
wouldn't fuck with either of these guys.
Yeah.
Right.
dude, just like cow. Like
And then the
I'll
little-
never
the little
forget that
bartender.
sound.
Like coming in, like
Oh,
saying, like,
yeah.
"You motherfuckers, get the fuck out of
This
here!"
little 120
Little
pound
badass dude.
little badass bartender girl came in there and just. I was scared. I like literally stepped away because I
Right.
didn't want to go in. I didn't want to be around that.
I'm gonna let a woman handle it.
And then yeah, this little, yeah, she'd probably whoop my ass too. She's cool, man. She handled it.
Man, the Blue Note shows are always a good time.
Oh
Yes.
And so, I think any show with you guys, whether it's Toad Ash or Mother's Martyr, A Lady We All Know, and Oberon, is always a fucking killer time.
Yeah, we
It's
know
always
how
a
to
journey,
have
yeah.
fun.
Yeah. Well, and it's
Camaraderie too. Like we're all just fucking so close. Like,
Well, there's rarely a time like when I get to see. I mean, I'll see DJ here and there, or I'll see run into Logan, or run into Adam in like passing or something like that. But to be able to go out and like get to hang out with those guys, you
and
know?
Oh, for
like,
sure.
And here, like DJ just hears me in the corner, say, "God damn, he's beautiful."
he is beautiful. He's a handsome guy.
He's like, "Hey, thanks, man." Right in the microphone.
Like he's never heard it before. He's like,
He
oh my
knows.
god.
He knows.
DJ, I fucking love you, man.
He's like, oh my. Sorry about that. Oh fuck. So he's like, oh god, Gondor thinks I'm hot.
Man,
Oh my god.
A lot of people have heard that about themselves. I don't know how they take it. Is that the guy from that podcast?
He thinks I'm hot.
Gondor from BrainDead Air thinks I'm hot. Oh my god.
He tapped to my Facebook pictures.
She don't even know it yet. I'll tell her or not.
Well, we
Something that you might not know about Garrett.
Okay.
This is a little known fact about Gondor. He actually runs a porn meme page.
okay. What's the deets on that?
It's a porn meme page.
It's
like
a shit posting page where
Okay.
I'm telling these motherfuckers to stop posting porn because it's gonna get our group taken away.
And it already did. Like one of the
Yep.
one of the groups did get zooked.
Sucked out of existence.
Is it zucked or
It
zooked?
sucked.
Zuck?
Zuckerberg.
Zuckerberg. Yeah, Zuckerberg.
So yeah, one of the groups has gone down. So we're on.
Yeah, we're on the backup crew.
And they
Jesus.
have toned down some of the porn memes.
The OC, the people who started getting creative.
The porn memes have gone down, and the original memes have
Yep,
gone up.
yep.
And
Okay.
I'm proud of my friends.
yeah,
Okay.
You
Wait, hold on. So was that the Sad Boys group?
Yeah, and then it got fucking shut down.
Okay.
And then I started up this backup, and so I've got the page,
Yeah.
Bad Boys R Us, but this is called the Scroviet Union, and it's just a bunch of idiots making
Oh
stupid
shit.
memes.
Well,
Scroviet Union
My-
game.
Yeah.
my favorite thing is
Great class have sucked.
I feel like his wife inserts those like old fucking video game cases and emotion cases and do them, and he's like,
yeah.
"Fuck Gondor," pops it back out. All right,
That's like every person in that group.
right.
They shit on me every day, and I fucking love it, man. It's because they're. I mean, like I can just tell they're thankful to have like that place to just post that fucking.
Just shit on people,
Yeah.
right? No, but I actually
Shit on people. Yeah.
That's why I have a fucking podcast.
the best part though,
Shit.
I was able to because I used to work at a barbecue restaurant here in town. I'm not going to say the name because they don't pay for advertisement, but
Word.
but
I know what you're talking about. It's
Yeah.
barbecue.
it is the best barbecue in town.
It is.
I'm just going to say the name. Pigskin's Barbecue, owned by Kevin and Tracy.
I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna
Oh,
do it.
Billy Sims.
I'm going to do it. Should I do it, guys? I'm going to
You
do
know
it.
what? I'm gonna say it.
I'm
You
gonna
know
do a
what?
plug,
I'm just going to
guys.
say it. I'm just going to plug them. No, no. Straight up, though, they're awesome.
Yeah.
Two great people. Great fucking barbecue. So I used to work there, though. And I used to work with this dishwasher. And we had this, like, group text app.
The Truest,
Oh yeah.
Is that who owned that?
WhatsApp.
Yeah. No. It wasn't WhatsApp, but it was something similar. But yeah, the Truths do own that.
I always love
Oh,
that guy.
they're fucking awesome. Kevin and Tracy are amazing. Great place to work. Great barbecue.
He was my track coach for a while.
Was he? Dude, he's fucking awesome, dude. Kevin's
I'm
awesome.
just like a whole new world opened up to me. The fact that Garrett ran track.
I was
Never even knew that.
Bro, I was hopping them hurdles like I'm doing my own life right now, dude. And it's
Dude.
not very well.
Please,
You
please,
hop those hurdles.
I was putting some shot. I was putting some shot.
please tell me that you had the
Shot
track.
some
You had the track suit on 24/7.
No.
Oh fuck.
No.
Did you do the wrestling?
Wrestling? No,
Wrestling.
I had broken my arm at that point. I broke my arm in football. See, I got a scar right there.
Oh fuck.
I tell people that was from a knife fight,
It's
but
It's-
it wasn't.
it's right above your Slayer Nazi tattoo. That's what's cool.
Yes, this is my favorite SS tattoo.
It's my favorite of the Nazi tattoos.
No, I
No, that was actually Rick Rubin's doing, and not Slayer.
Yeah.
Rick Rubin kind of he knew that imagery would sell.
Well, shock some people,
Yeah.
and it did.
It did.
Makes people mad. I actually have a T-shirt. I actually have a T-shirt with that on there, and people still just stare at me angrily.
I have gotten people like they have asked me, and it's just always been like white dudes. They're like what's up with that SS tattoo, man? I was like, dude, like man, like, I wish I would have thought of that when I got it because like it was just like Jeff Hanneman just died. Like
Yeah.
it would be really cool. And honestly, it's my favorite tattoo. I've had this.
Dude, it looks
I've had
great.
this for
It's
8
awesome,
years, and
yeah.
the color has held, and the detail has held.
It's fucking
better
awesome.
than any tattoo.
When I first met you, that was the first thing I noticed.
I get that
Well,
a lot.
Yeah.
it sticks out because it is Nazi imagery, but
Right.
Slayer is
It's in a
a
way of
novelty.
telling a
It's just
story.
Yeah.
It's kind of like it's kind of like a movie.
Well, fucking Tom is he's from Chile, and he's a fucking Catholic.
He's a
Yeah.
Catholic,
Yeah. He's a
Yeah,
Catholic
I'm
from
gonna say
Chile.
that about myself.
Chilean. Yeah.
Can we just say that I'm a Catholic from Chile?
Oh, but anyways, about Pigskin. So we had this this group text page, and this guy was always late and stuff, and he like was sending these really weird text messages, and he was like, "Yeah, my brother fucked my girlfriend, so like I can't go to," and he's like, "So I can't come to work," and he was like, "Get somebody else to do it," and he was like, "No, I'll come in because I need the hours, and like all I've been eating is like grilled cheese sandwiches, and like, and then he was like, "No, I'm not gonna come in."
That's the meal of a sad man.
That's the middle of a man whose brother just fucked his girlfriend.
So,
You know what? I'm gonna find me a grilled cheese
I've
right
got
now.
so much food in this house, but all I can eat is grilled cheese.
but But dude, so all that went down like at 10 in the morning, and so I wake up to this and I'm like, what the fuck? And then he got canned. But
Man, what your brother fucks your girlfriend, and then you get fired.
well, cause he like, cause
You gotta go to work.
well,
White man's burden.
well, this man showed up, and he woke up that morning and got trash, and then I guess all this took place in the morning time. Like his girlfriend had sex with his brother in the morning,
That's a lot.
and then this man.
I'm mad when?
Like 8 in the morning, bro. Like just 8 in the morning.
Shit, I feel like I figure out at like 4 p.m. maybe.
8 a.m. That's a hard time.
Oh
to learn
damn!
that.
Like, were you guys up all night? Or did you just go at it when you woke up?
He was eating one of those
Were you
fucking.
well rested?
You came back.
He was eating one of those.
Breakfast together.
He was eating one of those fucking cereal bars with the milk in it, and he just rolled up and was like,
Ain't no milk and cereal.
he rolled up and was like, "What the fuck? Like, what's going on here?"
Can you imagine?
He saw them.
No, I don't know. I don't know. I never asked him.
He was eating Lucky Charms cereal bars, and grilled cheese sandwiches,
You have so many details, and then no.
and then like, yeah, no, none of that happened.
Well, he did say about the grilled cheeses, but I don't know about the cereal bars.
That was the only true part of the story.
And his girlfriend did fuck his brother. I still have the the messages somewhere on my phone.
I got fired because I couldn't stop eating grilled cheese.
I couldn't stop watching my brother fuck my girlfriend. It's so mythical.
I told you incest porn would have a mainstream appeal.
I got a new Pornhub channel.
We just made $6 in Pornhub, guys. We can all buy some McChickens there.
That's a lot of big
cheeses.
chickens.
Dog. I mean,
That's like 3 days worth of McChickens.
for this man, he can stop eating grilled cheeses.
Man.
But no, so then I shared that in your Sad Boys Are Us, and I think you were the only one that liked it, Garrett.
What was it?
The screenshots of that meet. Well, of that conversation.
I don't remember that. When was that?
Okay, that was like when you first invited me to the
Oh,
meme
like a
page.
year ago.
Yeah. Because I haven't worked at Pigskins in like 2 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No shit. No, I only started that group like 7-8 months ago, and like it got zucked that fast.
Okay. It might have been that short then. I don't know.
Why are you touching me?
I'm sorry.
Feet? Like I'm into it. Just let me take my shoes off.
It's like a Quentin Tarantino film in here.
Man, did that have an unexpected turn? Shit, Bubba.
What a
Him
twist.
Knights in white satin.
Dude, I knew you loved that. Always twisting the end.
Wait, how did you guys like Glass? That last
I
one?
really did.
Yeah, I
I
did.
really
I
did.
thought it was
man.
good. I thought it was
A lot
good.
of people
Was
did.
it Unbreakable and
Unbreakable,
and
Split, and then
Glass,
that.
yeah.
Yep.
See, I actually like Split the most, and then I like Glass, and then
Yeah,
Unbreakable.
because it was just like, what the fuck?
Yes,
From Unbreakable.
yeah, dude,
And
it was
that's like
fucking.
that's a niche crowd. A lot of people
Yeah.
have not seen Unbreakable.
Yeah.
It reminded me of another movie that I really enjoyed, Red Dragon.
Ooh.
Yes. Yeah.
Ralph Fiennes.
Yeah.
What-
Francis Dollarhide,
Wow.
dude. Whew. Yeah.
Gnarly.
Was that the one where Homeboy gets eaten by those pigs, or was that a Hannibal Rising?
That's Hannibal.
That's just straight up Hannibal.
Okay.
Red Dragon is the one with Francis Dollarhide, and he's putting mirrors in the victim's eyes so that he can say, "This is Mrs. Leeds changing. Do you see?" And like he's like torturing that guy, like just making him watch all this like footage of him killing these people and putting mirrors in their eyes and shit. It's like
Jesus.
more often. He's like, "Yes, I see. Please let me out."
Oh, that's with Homeboy from Fight Club.
Ed.
Ed Norton. Yeah. Okay.
Anthony Hopkins.
Well, yeah. Well, and him too.
Did you know Anthony Hopkins was Tom Hardy's mentor?
Really?
Wow.
And that Tom Hardy's name is Ed Hardy.
He had to change it. He
Yeah.
had to change it.
I ain't wearing no painted jeans. Some fucking shitty ass tigers.
Some sequin hats. Man, what
Tom
a,
Hardy is the Tiger King.
what a fucking and like and Casey can attest to this. I went to fucking Vanos in high school, and hillbillies were trying to wear Ed Hardy over at Vanos.
Oh, dude, same in Ada. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it was like
They wanted someone to fuck him in the ass.
we were
Sorry.
in a very unique
Got him.
part of the country where it kind of takes a while for fashion to catch up to us. For not even
It's-
fashion, but it's like the world itself. Like we're operating 10 years behind everybody else.
Well, not so much like with the internet anymore, but like back then, like like it was literally like a landscape situation. Like this is like buffet about on the winds of fashion was a real thing because it would go across the land, and people would be like, oh shit, this is cool, let's do this. But now it's just like, hey, that guy dresses really cool. I'm gonna I see him on my phone. I'm gonna start doing that.
Right.
And that's how fads are started. They just sprout up like that. Just wait.
Well, and there was a trend with like popular actresses that were in metal band shirts.
I remember.
Yeah,
that.
and then but
then Gary Holt wore the "Kill the Kardashians" shirt.
Yes.
Fucking king,
Yeah,
dude. Yes.
That photo of him just like, dude, what a brutal man.
Gary Holt is amazing. He actually gave a shout out to two of my buddies.
No kidding.
On the Warlord Radio podcast.
Nice.
No kidding.
Yeah,
That's cool.
We can check it out after the show.
Very cool.
Yeah, it was really cool. He's friends with the guy that runs Harry Rock Radio down in Dallas, and homeboy got him to do a shout outs for those guys.
That is amazing.
So it was really cool. Yeah,
I would have come in my pants.
And he's wearing fucking like dad glasses and shit. He's like, yeah, I want to give a shout out to my brothers Craig and Carrick at the Warlord Radio podcast.
You guys are fucking sick. Give a quick shout out. Followers.
I'm gonna upload this to my gram.
The Slayer gram.
He's like on his stomach, and you can see his heels behind him, like leaning forward. But so how'd you guys meet then?
Oh shit.
It was a long
I
story.
was thinking about like when I knew that we were gonna do this episode here, I knew that you were gonna ask a question like that, and I was trying to think of when me and Garrett met, and I honestly don't fucking know.
The first time we met, I was getting the lateralis eye on my side.
Oh yeah, the tattoo shop.
And Doug had said, pick whatever fucking music you want. So I went up there and I picked Alice in Chains. And then like you walked in and like heard that, and then saw what I was getting on my fucking side, and you were like, this guy's a fucking king.
Yeah.
But you were also talking about weed in like a
Oh yeah.
incognito way.
This was back before marijuana was legal.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I was using the
it was
code,
8 years ago. Yeah.
the parlance of our time.
You were talking in wingdings, like.
Yeah.
But I was just like, that's all Comic Sans to me. I've seen all of it.
That might as well have been Helvetica.
Welcome to Helvetica. The game still.
Well, so was that tattoo parlor though, huh?
Yeah, it was at Virtue.
Yeah, I guess that's whenever the. But
Casey's got a bad memory in general.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, no, I meet a lot of people. And I met a tremendous.
He
amount
has
of,
met a lot of them.
I met a lot of people at the.
The way he
tattoo shop.
describes it, like when he talks about like us like hanging out, and shit, he's just like, I just feel like he's been here like the whole time. Like.
Yeah, and that's exactly what I was thinking. Like earlier, it was just like all of a sudden Garrett was there, and he's just like, oh, he's fucking been there. You know?
I appreciate that, man.
But then he moved away for a couple of years, though.
It's happened a lot, honestly. I've moved away a lot.
Yeah.
I've lived in all parts of fucking Texas and
Sad boys have a hard time settling down.
They do.
Okay.
That was like a country song.
Sad boys have a
It'll
hard
be
time
alright.
settling
As
down.
long as there's life.
Hey, fucking Brooks and Dunn are the goats. Okay.
Goddamn right.
Goddamn right. Okay.
I made a meme about that song today.
Dude, fucking Brooks and Dunn.
I started
Okay.
a Brooks and Dunn sing along at my work the other day.
You need to. They are the fucking goats.
That is like, I mean, like you can drop them and everybody will be like,
Dude,
I
yeah.
just said, when the sun goes down.
My side of town.
I knew
lonesome
somebody
feeling.
else would say the rest.
comes to my
My
door,
door.
and the whole world turns
blue.
blue.
Blue. Like, dude, fucking, I know, right?
Dude, it fucking kills.
They
It fucking
are
bumps.
the 90s emo country band.
Rar.
Yeah, Brooks and Dunn, hashtag RAR. I mean, really, they even had the haircuts. Like, I'm pretty, Brooks and or Dunn had the fucking comb across the eye.
Yeah, okay, Dunn was the motherfucker with the Chuck Norris.
They were just biting their like.
Brooks was the guy with the fucking emo cut and the Tom Selleck.
Yeah. Okay.
They had those long sleeve cowboy shirts and they were biting the end of it, meowing.
Dude.
They did.
Did. Honestly, like I might think about that later. I'm gonna do a little fanfic of Brooks and Dunn. Rule 34.
Make it hentai.
Just ooh.
Somehow they're like furries. They're like dog
Oh
furs.
yeah. Oh yeah. I need a fuzzy moon.
Oh, that's gross.
Oh, God.
That's gross. Well, there goes our advertisers, anyways. Yeah. Actually, the only advertiser of this is Nate. So,
Really?
well,
Hey,
I'm using Anchor.
well, yeah. I actually I want to talk to you about that. I use Anchor as well. Their Anchor is awesome. They're great, and I love them. No, they really are. Like that's not.
send us some money.
They send you a script. You have to, and it's a loose one too.
Yeah.
It's like 3 things you just have to mention within 30 seconds. It can basically be as long as you want it to be.
Yeah.
But it has to be 30 seconds, and you can do it like however you want. Like when I started out that last one, the most recent ad that we have for it, it's just like this fucking awesome, like just chill music starts in, and I'm just like, my kings.
Very Lord of the Ring-esque.
Yeah.
My king.
Dude, I went through a drive-thru today, and remember you telling me that you did this the other day.
Oh, dude, yeah.
And this, he kept calling me he kept calling me boss.
Boss man?
Boss man.
Yeah, the
Boss
guy at the
man.
Shell station.
Shell,
That's
yeah.
the guy I called king.
I did the same
Yeah,
thing.
he's like, no, you're the king, man.
Yeah, and I said, man, because I went to buy a lighter. I needed a lighter.
Yeah.
And I was like, I just want a Bic or whatever, and he gave me the lighter. I gave him $2. He's like, oh, it's $2.50. He's like, but don't worry
For you,
about it.
king.
Yeah, he's
For
like,
you, boss man.
for you, boss man, $2
Listen.
good. And I said, man, thank you, king. And he was just like, he's like,
That's the second person within a week that said it. I'm sure.
He's, dude, he is just like
Yeah,
living on
because
cloud
listen,
nine.
when
he's
he was
like
called
totally gassed.
when he was calling me boss man, I was like, dude, like, fucking awesome, thank you. But then like when I walked in there and then like heard him call somebody else boss man, my heart was fucking broken.
Ooh. Ooh.
I bet you say that to all the guys.
Yeah, and he literally does, even to the women. Boss man, so glad to see you. What's up? What you need? And then when you call him king, he's like,
Maybe I am a king. You're onto something, Gondor.
You're onto something.
You onto something, my friend.
man.
Man. But so you guys met at that tattoo parlor. It was whose idea was it to do the podcast? Was it you, Gondor?
Yeah.
It was okay.
Well, he wasn't wanting to do any music for a while.
Hmm.
And, just some projects that was gone not the way we'd please or
Right.
wanted to or he wanted to, and for a while I was just trying to think like, man, I want to do something creative and I want to have Casey in it, like for sure. And then I started thinking about all the stupid shit we say all the time, and how we just know a lot of dumb shit, man, and we think we're pretty entertaining. And
We also have a little bit of knowledge of science,
yes,
history.
no,
and
yeah.
It's not all just bullshit.
Yeah,
Right.
It was
Gutter
the world
humor
is
and
bullshit.
we like to mix our philosophy with dick and fart jokes.
Yes, just I mean, it's like honestly, like South Park, man. If Trey and Matt can do it, then me and Casey can do it. And it's not like putting us in the same tier, but
Yeah, not
we
as
started
good,
from
but
the
we-
no.
some-
We haven't had the opportunity to perform as they did for those people. We are, I'm sure, just as funny. I know we are. And we just, to find a right platform and to get it out there, like, how can you say what art is better than something else if it's, if it's all art?
But at some point it comes down to just work ethic and
Yeah.
showing up and doing it and putting out quality content.
That's why I get to blame COVID.
Thanks, COVID.
Thanks,
I
COVID.
would have $400 million right now if it wasn't for COVID.
You hear that, Donald Trump? We'd have $400 million for your damn disease.
You invented disease.
If you just sent out them bleach shots like you promised.
I want to see what that
Yes, please.
I feel like it would burn and suck the whole time.
You just be like, ooh, yeah.
I'm really geared up now.
On that bleach, Bubba.
We kicking the shit now, boys.
Those damn blue-collar tweakers.
Yeah, Primus, dude. I love Primus.
So
Primos. Yeah, Primos is like,
It's a Prius.
they like sing this song, Sigourney's Big Brown Weaver.
So you guys are also in the band Toadash together.
Time too.
I was always like, did he just come up with that?
I meant to, yeah.
Wow.
That's pretty
That was a
inventive.
good one.
But transitioning, you guys are in a band called Toadash.
Yeah, that's what we've been kind of talking about lately.
Okay. And you guys have done a few shows, and you're both musicians, both talented musicians. Let's hear some stories from the road, from shows and stuff. Let's start with you, Mr. Casey. What's your favorite? Like, what's a good show memory that sticks out in your head?
I think with
There's some he doesn't want to mention, I'm sure.
well, so all of the shows were they're always fun. You know,
Right.
I love going. I love getting to hang out, like meeting the other bands and all that kind of stuff.
I know where you're going with
The but the most memorable are the times that we had like a really bad time. You know what I mean? And looking back, I can look back on it fondly because even though it was a horrible fucking time and it sucked, but like I was still doing something that I loved.
Yeah.
It was fun that I even got to go through those fucking things.
those bullshit times.
But I remember now it's one of my favorite memories, but at the time I was very upset. We show up to the Railhead in Lawton, Oklahoma, and our guitar player at the time, he was only like 17 years old.
Yeah.
Maybe like 18 at the time, 17, 18 years old. Too young to go into the bar, so he was supposed to have like a permission slip to get in, and like it's supposed to be like signed and notarized by his parents, and he had it all done, and we said, Sam, don't forget this, like you need to have it. Well, we get there and he doesn't fucking have his permission slip, so the owner of the bar, like, we can't play. Like we tried to like talk, like, oh, can he just like come in and just do the show and then we leave, and like no. So we got like asked to leave basically, and so we drove. I mean, it was like a 3-hour drive to fucking Lawton
Loading all that equipment.
Yeah, and then
practicing for it, rehearsing for it.
Yeah. I mean, I was rightfully upset, and I was so upset that I didn't even want to ride in the cab of the truck with them. So I was like, I'm just gonna ride, and I'm pretty emotional and like I overreact about things, but
you're a little heated sometimes.
I get a little heated, and I was like, I'm riding in the back of the truck. Like I don't even want to be I don't even want to be near you guys. Like y'all
literal back.
Yeah, like the back of the truck. Yeah, no covering. Just
in the bed of the truck.
In the bed of a pickup truck for 3 hours. I was gonna ride home in silence, stewing in my anger. You know.
And it was. You told me I think it was like cold too. Like
it was cold. Yeah, it was cold. It sucked.
You're just back there listening to fucking Dimmu Borgir and shit.
I wasn't listening to shit. I was just like back there, just listening to my own anger. But we stopped. We went through a drive-through and got some food. And got my food in the back of the truck and everything. And we're driving, and all of a sudden, like I'm just like sitting back there, like doing my thing, and then I just get like this whole hamburger. This whole hamburger just fucking hits me and explodes. And there's like fucking lettuce and tomatoes, like mayonnaise, and like all this shit all over me. And dude, like I literally see fucking red, you know.
You just put your fist through the truck and it just stopped on the highway.
Fred Flintstone style.
One of the guys is hanging out of the window. I think it was David or Michael, and he's like, "Did you see the size of that bird?" Dude, I saw red. I gathered up all of this mush of hamburger and like made like this ball, and like I made a hamburger ball. And I knew with the force of my anger and the force of my strength,
it would go against the wind.
It would go against the 65-mile-an-hour wind and like go back at them. And like I tried to throw this fucking burger ball, and back into the cab with them, and it just exploded again onto me.
That's where his soul left his body.
Like you've seen those memes where they have like the flash of the flash in their eye, like
the red glare,
the sun flare in their eye,
the deep fry,
the deep fry eye. Yeah, I had that.
Nice.
And I was so mad. And looking back, like, dude, that was what a fun night. You know?
Yeah. What about you, Garrett?
Oh man, honestly, like I didn't really start playing like really legit shows until I was with him and David. Like I did with Will and what was his name, Stephen Miller and Jake Smeltz when they were doing the show Belosa, and we played at Happy Land and a couple more times, but I just wasn't feeling that shit, and it wasn't really anything special. But then like the first time we went out, we went to sessions, and it was fucking. I mean like. It was bad. It was really bad, and I was so drunk. I started drinking. It was Halloween, and we probably started that band like a month or two before.
We were still very fresh.
Yeah,
You know, we'd written 3 or 4 songs.
We hadn't written any songs at this.
Oh no shit! Yeah. We did all covers.
we only did 2 covers.
We just did 2 songs.
Yeah, it was just like the debut, like you know.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Nobody had seen Toe Dash
Okay,
before, and so we did All Hallows Eve by Typo Negative, and we did A National Acrobat by Black Sabbath. All Hallows Eve was fucking awful. I was so wasted, and I could not get in the right tuning. I started drinking at 12 that day, and we didn't play. Or no, it was 11, and we didn't play till 11. And that was a really bad idea. The only reason I'd done it was because I was really nervous, and the first song was bad, but then we played A National Acrobat, and dude, like we did really good on that. And then after that, we kind of started getting, coming out here 2 or 3 times a week and practicing and shit. And we wrote 3 fucking awesome songs, dude. And I just still just sit there on my guitar and just play them and wish that I could fucking have a guy that would want to be back in that Toe Dash band with me. I don't know. Maybe he'll do a podcast with me.
Maybe.
Well, there are.
It's impossible
right now, like especially with COVID going on and people not being able to get together. This is kind of a hard time for starting a new band.
Mm-hmm.
But what we have is a series of old bands that are starting to come together right now.
Mm-hmm.
What was Toe Dash and what was Our Mother's Martyr and what was the Dudes, all that's coming together, and I don't know if we're
You're just adding me.
Basically.
So it's almost like a super group of all your old projects.
Yeah, kind of. I mean, yes, I guess you would call it a super group. But it's just us coming into a new project with all of the accumulated
it's like
lessons
Rage Against
that
the
we
Machine changed into Audio Slave because they got a new singer.
Mm-hmm. So it's UKC, and then it's Garrett, and then it's David, and then Jeeps.
Yes.
Yep.
The 4 of you guys. And have you picked a name?
No.
No.
That's we've been talking about it.
Okay.
We've been focusing more on trying to make the music that we want to make and kind of figure out what the music is that we do want to make, because I don't want to go back in and just write another Our Mother's Martyr record.
Right.
We've already got a few of these Toe Dash songs that are cool. I've got some A Lady We All Know songs that we can bring into the fold and just look at it under a different light. I'm playing the drums. David's playing guitar. Jeeves on bass, and Garrett's going to be singing. But I'm also kind of thinking, really, we could.
I could play guitar, dude.
Garrett could play guitar. Garrett could play drums. David could play drums. I could play guitar. So I don't want to. We're still in this kind of fledgling stage of creating something that I don't want to force anything. I don't want to do anything that just for the sake of doing it.
Right.
I want it to be purposeful and have a
body. You want it to have a purpose.
Give it some legs to give it some legs to stand on.
For sure.
And I think that's what we're doing. We're getting out here and we're finally writing some songs and revisiting some songs that we've always had. Between me and David and Jeeves, we've already got a huge amount of source material.
Mm-hmm.
But it's bringing Garrett into the fold and seeing what kind of vocals are going to come out of that.
Mm-hmm.
If we're what the harmonies that we can do. I mean, I could see a real Alice in Chains, Lane Staley, Jerry Cantrell kind of vibe going on, because we both sing in the same kind of register.
Yeah.
And, have a different approach.
Sometimes, man.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
but that's the thing. I want to get out here and and flesh it out.
Yeah.
See what.
Like, you listen to Maynard and Lane Staley singing a song together, it's some of the worst shit I've ever heard. And like when I heard like that it happened, I was like, oh my god, like I bet that's amazing. And then I finally found the clip and like listened to it. I was like, this is awful.
Yeah. Poor mix and poor sound. It was just
but Serge Tankian and Maynard.
Yeah.
That. Oh my god, that is some baller shit right there.
Well, Serge is
mine.
a new animal.
You were talking about Alice in Chains. My favorite record by them is "The Devil Put Dinosaurs Here."
It's a good one.
That's a good one.
The fact that you didn't say dirt is honestly just offensive to me.
I'm not an Alice in Chains fan other than that record.
Is it because it has a really cool album title?
Well, not only that, but just everything about that album. Like it clicks, from like the dreary guitars and in the single to
it's
the
all
vocals.
still Jerry Cantrell.
Yeah.
Very much so.
He
And
is
it's-
Alice in Chains.
You can hear a Jerry Cantrell lick or riff and go, I know who that is.
But
It
like-
has
like-
that sound that
That Duvall guy, he's been the singer longer than Lane ever was.
yeah.
Well, but like Dirt and some of the earlier albums, it just didn't.
I think without
Click with
Jerry
me.
being the main songwriter and also lending so much of his voice to all of the Alice in Chains music,
Oh yeah,
we wouldn't have been able to transition from Lane Staley to, Robert Duvall or William Duvall.
yeah. I was almost gonna call him Robert Duvall.
Yeah, William Duvall.
The actor. But no, I think some of kind of wrapping up here. I think some of my favorite shows is just like the session shows or like the Elk Sludge shows. Like some of those were fucking awesome.
Oh, yeah.
I still think
The
the
DIY local show.
yes, for sure. And I think the show with that we had for Philip Wood, may he rest in peace, at the Elk
That was
Sludge.
one of the best.
Yes, that was fucking excellent because it was you guys, it was Oberon, and then it was Pet. Like 3 kick-ass bands, and like just that whole night was fucking
That
awesome.
was the dudes, or was it Our Mother's Murder?
It was Our Mother's Murder. Yeah, it was Our Mother's Murder because we were supposed to have just a regular show that night, and then a few months, actually 2 months before that is when we found about Philip, him needing money and stuff like that. So we were able to turn it into a benefit show and raise money, and it was awesome. The only part about that I regret is that's back when I was still drinking, and I got super tanked. I don't know if you remember this, but I got up on stage and I was like ranting about Philip to everybody, and I was like telling him how like fucking cool he was and stuff, which he was awesome.
Rightfully
Yeah.
so. I mean,
Yeah, but I was like,
yeah.
but the thing
You
is,
may have felt a little ashamed.
my delivery, because I was like cussing at people and stuff like that, and his family was there,
Oh, yeah.
and so then afterwards I went up to his brother Bill and I was like, hey man, my bad, and his brother was like, nah brother, you were just hyped up, you were good.
Yeah.
But it was like,
He's like, thanks for
No
getting
harm.
gassed up.
Yeah, but
Yeah. but that was an awesome night
Be a little more sensitive about the thing, and because you are like you are running a business
for sure, absolutely,
And,
so but
and Logan's your friend. And
yeah,
so
best
you
friend,
can
man.
talk about
Logan Cobb Wood is amazing. He's awesome.
Logan Cobb.
Logan Kyle Wood. That's his name on this podcast. You got to say his whole name.
Logan Cobwood.
Logan Kyle Wood.
I'm glad his middle name's not Cobb. That would fuck me up, dude.
That's some sinister shit.
Cobb, but with 1 B. Cobb.
No, Cobb with
No,
2
it
B's.
definitely 2 B's.
2 B's. 2 thick B's.
But
Some flat boy.
Casey, I'll tell a story about you real quick.
No.
I know. No. I love you. It was after, I forgot what show it was. I think it was with who was that? I can't remember now. But it was after some show, and and at Sessions, and you were like, "Hey, party at your house," and I was like,
God.
yeah, and I was like, nah, man, like I got to go to work. Yeah, no. I said, yeah, party at my house,
I'm
but I
gonna
was
go to Taco Bell.
I said, yeah, we should have a party at my house. And I was like, no, I'm just kidding. And then, you were like, oh, okay, cool. And then like you said, yeah, party at your house as I was leaving Sessions. I was like, nah, man, like I'm just going to go home and sleep. I got to get up at early in the morning to go to work. You was like, okay, yeah.
You went and partied at your house?
Yeah.
It's a super fortress around.
And you said, yeah, man, yeah, I got you, brother. It's cool. So I was like, oh, okay, cool. And I was driving home and stuff. And I went home and I just passed the fuck out. So then like I just heard fucking.
Who let us in?
I don't know because Logan wasn't there, and I don't think Trevor was Trevor.
Trevor
Oh, yeah,
Fucking
yeah.
Trevor.
He
But
was
you,
like, oh, what's up?
oh, what, dude? Trevor says he didn't let you guys in.
He probably. No, you know what? I don't want to implicate Trevor in anything.
He's a
like,
sweet
he'll
man.
probably, like, I'll
He's a
probably
sweet
say,
man.
Like, yeah, Jesse told us to come over.
Yeah.
He begged us to come over. No, but so I was like sleeping, and then I just heard
I was in rare form that night.
you were
Yeah,
amazing.
you-
So
Then we went over the second night though.
Yeah.
So then I hear all this noise, and I wake up, and I was like, what the fuck's going on? And I walk in, and you guys are having a party in the living room. And I was like, dude, what the fuck? Like, and then, so then I think I like yelled at Casey or something on back sleep. And then Casey just busted in my room like, ah! Like, and I thought, fuck you. I thought God was yelling at me, but it was this Casey Howard. And I was like, dude, and he's like fucking throwing cardboard boxes into my room. I was like, dude, get the fuck out of here.
Like I'm at my dad's.
Yeah. I was like, get the fuck out of here. And he was like, he said something, so he like ran off.
He put the basketball game in front of him.
Well, yeah. So then I pass back out again, and I wake up.
The basketball game.
Yeah.
So the hoops game, yeah, the arcade game. So then I go to like get ready for work, and I can't get out of my door, and I'm like, what the fuck? So I open the door, and like all this shit, all the fucking table, chairs, basketball game, the fucking ironing board,
My entire life was ruined.
all of Logan's shit was just right in front of my door. So I had to like fucking squeeze out of it. And I was like, as I was getting ready, I had to like put on a shirt and tie and everything, and I combed my hair. And I was just like, I was so fucking mad. I was just like,
I remember you messaged me and you said that we weren't friends anymore.
yeah, I was so mad at you.
Honestly, like, and this is no hard feelings to anyone. Like at that moment, I'll be like, I fucking hate this guy, but dude, I fucking love him too. Like, I'm so glad I got a friend that would fuck with me like that.
But like, funny story. So I was like driving to work, and I was like still mad. And then like I forgot what happened. And then later on, I was like, fuck it, whatever. And then it happened again.
That night,
and then
I was there the second
that
time.
same time. And then you lied to me, and you was like, no man, that's somebody else. And I believed you.
It wasn't like I was there the second time, but I didn't participate.
Yes,
I wasn't the ringleader.
I've seen
It
the
was me.
the Snapchat, but it wasn't. God damn it! This whole time I was blaming Howard.
Well, no, listen. He was like, you know what I did last night? I was like, let's do that again.
Then somebody said that like I stole your lawnmower. Like that didn't happen.
No. You said that you drove the you tried to get the go-kart to start, and you drove that around. And you drove that around.
You see a go-kart, you're gonna be pulling on.
Dude, this was like a fucking doom buggy.
Yeah,
This thing was
yeah,
huge.
yeah. Logan's Doom buggy.
This was
Yeah.
You're about to be invincible in that.
At 3 a.m. like
Crashing into somebody's
way
house.
too drunk to be driving a fucking doom buggy on a fucking highway. I'm glad it didn't start. But
And then,
somebody left the keys in the lawnmower.
Yeah.
And so there was the great escape.
A zero-turn lawnmower that was actually very
Okay,
fast.
those do get fucking fast.
And then
Fast.
I think it was one of
Steve McQueen.
it was one of those nights that you said you dug a hole in our yard, but you didn't. But you said you did. And the whole time I was just thinking, like, I swear to fucking God, if I get in the
There's a
goddamn
hole in my yard.
Casey dug it.
Howard.
Casey
But,
dug a hole in my yard.
But after a while, I was like,
Well, I want to go on the record on Needless Potato Podcast and say that I'm sorry
it's all
for
right.
costing you those times, and I want to say though I all of it came out of love.
No, I got you, brother. It's good, man.
It was it probably wasn't the nicest thing to do. But
And then really not when you told like somebody about it that likes to be about some dick shit. You know what I did? Like what? Let's hear it.
Well, when I
Well,
messaged,
mean, like when you wake up the next morning and you've got this message like, dude, why did you put all this?
Well, you kicked us. You said we weren't allowed back over there.
Yeah. I
banned
did.
at your house.
Yeah.
I was banned, and I was so mad.
I felt so bad. I was like,
I was just like fuming with rage at work, and I was just like
It
so.
was just like for me,
angry.
like, I don't know, like I just feel it was just like so fun. It's just like so much fun. Like we're having so much
in
fun.
high school, dude, me and my friends, we were the worst people in the world to each other, and like that's just honestly like that's a part of friendship for me.
Well,
like I build upon hating a person and then remembering why I love them.
like
Well, it's like I can't go up to one of my fucking friends and just be like, oh, dude, I fucking love you, man. You're the greatest. Instead, I build a fucking barricade in your hallway.
Yeah,
Like,
the amount of shit that gets thrown around.
honestly,
but
honestly,
now, like the times are changing. You know, now you can kind of like, you know what, you're doing good, King.
And that's just
looking
enough
good.
to gas a guy up for a day. Dude.
Yeah, like, that's
also,
a really cool T-shirt and camouflage shorts combo
you.
that you're going with. Like,
thanks,
you're nailing it.
thanks,
I
man.
want to say,
What?
See,
hang on. No, everybody,
Okay.
shut up.
Okay,
Listen.
shut up, Casey.
If I'm gonna say one last, if I'm gonna say one last thing on this fucking episode of this awesome show that we're doing, it's gonna be normalize calling strangers king.
There you go,
There will be no virus.
King, everybody. But real quick though, Casey, before you interrupt, I know you're
Okay,
gonna
you're
interrupt.
just gonna like not even listen to my.
Call everyone
That was a
King.
great suggestion.
Yeah, no, that was really
Okay, but
good.
there will be no virus.
The virus is made up.
Remember that.
The virus can't exist if you
Virus
call
is
everyone
definitely-
King. Ooh.
Virus is Earth. I mean, we're the Earth. A virus.
But the only thing because I got over you that you barricaded me in my room. I got over twice. I got over
It
that.
took him a long time.
But like it took about an hour or so.
Rightfully so.
But the only thing that I would just like I would think about, and it would like I would laugh about it, but secretly I was a little like "Ugh," was because is when you busted in my room, and it scared the fuck out of me because like that's my biggest fear was for someone to bust in my room.
Somebody kicking the door open and going, 4 to 5 times, just bust in howling, and you're like, this is it, man.
Dude, like
the
I
werewolves have made it.
Prepare your ass.
Dude, I was so scared. Like when you busted in my room and you were like, ah! And I was like, oh God.
Son of a bitch.
So.
I figured you just know it was me.
No, dude, I was so fucking. You should have seen my face. Like I fucking.
You turned white?
I know. I was like, oh, I was so scared.
You
And
don't
then,
like white people.
no, I love them. They're actually my favorite people.
Well, now you can't say that because now it just sounds like you do. Like honestly, like now that there's 2 white guys and 1 guy that doesn't like white guys.
little awkward.
Take these microphones.
Does that make us the minority?
No, what? No.
No, I love everybody.
It gives us an opportunity.
I love both of you kings. What's
It
that?
sounds like
We
the
love you
last
too,
30 minutes of this episode were like, man, let me tell you how much I just really don't like you guys every time.
Y'all really mean.
Man, I love to.
But
We're so sweet, dude. We're
Yeah,
so
no, you guys are fucking awesome. Like I love telling that story because like for one, it always gets a kick. Like everyone fucking pops for that. Everyone laughs.
When we tell it, it really does.
like that the OMM story from earlier.
Yeah.
It's kind of the same. Like you it was a really shitty time at the time, but you can look back at it as a fond memory.
It's
Right,
like
you can look
the
back at it.
tour that we were talking about on that one episode with Nate.
Oh wow!
Fights almost started and fucking.
Nate and David almost had a fist fight.
Yeah. Well, me and Logan actually had a fist fight in Austin
Y'all did?
at the Sidewinder. Yeah.
What?
Y'all was sidewinding fun on each other, man. Fuck.
If you find yourself with your enemy at the goddamn Sidewinder, you better
That's the
punch.
place to solve it.
Yep.
No,
Meet
Logan's
me
great.
out
Logan's great. I love him. No, but because like we were on that in that van that they have, and we were driving down there, and like I love Logan to death. I feel like he's my brother. I love him, but
That's the thing. Like, brothers are the ones that you can punch in the fucking face.
yes,
And
absolutely.
then at the end of the day, still be able to
Like,
embrace
what's up,
them.
King?
So like,
Thanks for that, King.
Yeah, it's like I was acting like a
Out of
tit.
line. Yeah.
I was
But-
behaving like a tit.
and all.
but so we were getting on each other's nerves, and he was just making this dumbass face, and I was just like fuming with rage, and then I was like, all right, man, get away.
Taunting you with a face.
He was.
Or
He
was
says.
it just you like
He used the cob face.
or
Logan
he
Cobb.
doing regular
Cobb.
Logan face, and you were just pissed off at his face.
It might have been that. I don't know. It probably was me. But I just seen his face, and I was like, all right, man, get away from me. And he was like, what, dude? What am I doing? And he had this fucking water, and he was like drinking this water, staring me in the face. And he was like, and he was going, oh, he's like, oh, leave me alone. And he was like trying to be cool. And I was like, drinking water.
Drinking water,
That-
trying to be cool.
That's some,
That scoundrel. And I was like, dude, get away. And he was like,
Did
and
you
he,
punch him?
I did, and he came over, and then like I just remember seeing slow motion, and like when my fist hit his face and his teeth clacked together, I felt so satisfied. And I was trying to like jump over this fucking because where I was at was like chest level.
got away safely.
I cannot believe that you clacked the Cobb's teeth.
It made an echo. His ass hit the dirt like Street Fighter. Dude.
That didn't happen.
What did it-
Logan can take a punch. No, and then
Did he come after
yeah,
you?
he hit me back, and then we grabbed each other, and then like I couldn't have the.
grapple?
Hit me back just to chat.
So he hit me in the ear, and then I went to go hit him again, and we just couldn't do it. We just couldn't hit each other, and I
I
felt
love you, dude.
I felt so bad afterwards, man. Like it shouldn't have happened.
Well,
You're gonna
I
clock
know,
me
I
one day,
know
dude.
that tension mounts on the road.
And you're gonna
Sure,
regret
yeah.
it.
You're away from your place. You probably haven't showered in a couple days. The sleeping situation sucks.
Everybody smells like ass.
Everybody smells bad, and then like you start noticing their stupid faces. And
Drinking water.
Are you trying to drink that water and be cool? You bitch.
Dude, like, seriously, no, like, I'm just trying to chill. Like, I fucking hate you.
I never drink water.
This is the first time in days we've had it.
And then Jesse comes across and punches.
Yeah.
Like a white man drinking one of your water.
That wasn't the case. No, I was being a bully. I was an asshole. Yeah,
Well,
but
you know
yeah.
what?
You should leave a little bit of this.
What was the? Did y'all have a meeting about it afterwards?
Like on the
Like
bus.
a- like a-
Yeah, we
The DJ set y'all down and
no,
said, hey,
dude, no,
"Hey, I'm really
no.
Stop.
That's how he introduces himself. He's like, by the way, I'm really handsome, and
I only have 2 letters as my first name.
that's how cool I am.
Baby.
That's all you need when you got a face like that.
No, actually, DJ
Jockey of the
DJ broke us up. Actually, DJ got between us. He separated us, and then like afterwards,
Lucky
he was
you didn't fucking beat the shit out of both of y'all.
with those fucking guns. Oh yeah,
Dude, I can attest.
What is with those natural guns?
I've battled.
yeah. What about those
I've
guns?
battled DJ full
Yes.
on.
I've seen video of that.
Full
Yeah.
on strength.
He wrestled all of our mother's martyr except for the other David. And then
Yeah, he beat everybody.
the best part of that was
He scuffed Jeeves' head so bad.
oh
that
poor
he had, like,
guy.
Can you like break your ankle or some shit?
He broke, dude. I was literally limping for a month. Like,
The-
and my ankle still isn't right. But I didn't want to tap because everybody had gas.
Yeah, I bet there's so many people in there. Just, you got this guy, dude. Like,
I know.
Yeah.
Like everybody's gassing me up. Like, dude, like,
If you lose, you're such a bitch.
yeah, like, oh,
That'd be me. If I was there, dude, I'd be like, don't even try.
and I was
He's
just-
too handsome.
I was like,
Look at those
This
guns.
guy's like, I mean, you just watched him beat up everybody else in the fucking house. Like, and I'm the guy that's gonna stop him. And I believed in my ability. I thought that I could possibly do it. And
The best part is when you made Ann mad because you were like, Ann, I gotta wrestle this guy.
Mama, I gotta fight this demon.
I gotta fight a demon.
No, demon.
And she's like,
demon. You're gonna lose to the demon.
This is a skit that we're gonna do.
Oh,
and
okay.
After it came up after we watched The Exorcist, and it's gonna be just because Father what's his name, Marin. McFuck.
Father Maxie.
No,
No.
that's in South Park. You fuck. Anyways, the guy that looks like Rocky.
hey, ooh.
Yeah, he literally looks like Rocky, and there is actually parts in that where they reference him looking like a boxer and shit. And there was just one point where we were like saying like, the reason he's got to go out and fight this demon, the reason she's like, no, demon, don't leave me. It's just gonna be like a fucking training montage, and he's gonna be like beating the shit out of Reagan,
no, wait.
the little girl, and like,
Wait, stop. It's Sylvester Stallone.
yeah,
Is an exorcist. And he's gotta go.
he's gotta go fight the demon.
He can go fight the demon.
Like not with holy water. It's like by the power of my fucking fist, I can tell you.
I'm gonna go fight this demon, ma. She said, "No, demon, don't go fight the demon.
And then he like just knocks her out.
I gotta fight this demon, ma."
But then you tried to wrestle DJ and then he hurt your ankle.
Yeah.
He almost killed Jeeves and then he
That is, I feel like Jeeves out of everyone would have been the.
and then he almost broke your drummer's arm. So
Yep, he sure did.
the best part about that though is I'm not gonna say his name, but he was the one that started it. You know, well yeah, that guy. Not trying to start shit here.
Yeah, he challenged DJ.
Well, the best part though was he was in the kitchen psyching himself up like, yeah, I'm gonna fucking kill this dude, and he was like marching back and forth and he was psyching himself up.
Girls around.
I don't know, dude. And then DJ was like, hey DJ, you want to wrestle? And DJ like literally was like leaned up against the wall, cool guy style, and he was like, whatever. Took off his leather jacket
took off his cool leather jacket. Of course he did.
with his unrolled his pack of smokes from his sleeve and just
Yeah.
set him on his deck. And
Took out a switch.
Left his girlfriend on his motorcycle.
Man, I really thought that was gonna be a knife.
he's so fucking cool. But yeah, then DJ he beat Austin and then he almost killed Jeeves and then he broke Casey's ankle.
Because after he beat Austin, Jeeves was like, I got to avenge my bandmate.
Yeah.
Like we're having this battle of bands here. Like our mother's martyr can't go down to Oberon in this fight.
Jeeves is like 10 years older.
And Jeeves, like Jeeves is very strong,
I feel like
very
I was
agile,
threatened by
smart.
that. Yeah.
But he got thrown.
Really?
He got thrown and scuffed his whole fucking forehead on the
God.
carpet. Got like a fucking bad Like he wore like this fucking scab on his face for a month.
Well, what happened is he tried to hip throw DJ, but DJ's like, with that ass,
He's got a
DJ's
core.
yeah. So DJ fell on him, and then
Those tight black jeans every time.
and then Jeeves like knocked him.
Those black jeans and like
That's how I know. That's how I know it's him every Halloween. I don't care what
There ain't
murderer
nobody
it
out here that thick.
But so then DJ fell on Jeeves, and then Jeeves knocked himself out essentially, and then DJ still snuck in the choke and like choked this man.
So
While he was done.
Yeah, DJ Jeeves woke up to being choked.
And then see, and after this, it was a thing at this point. Everybody's like, "Dude, you've got to avenge your fucking bros."
Yeah,
David had already gone.
yeah,
The guy in our band who is the biggest guy and the most like, if there's a guy in Armor's Martyr to wrestle some people, it's fucking David.
yeah.
Well, he was fucking bounced out. He left.
He's like, fuck that.
And so everybody, dude, seriously, everybody's like, dude, Casey, you've got this, man. You're gonna
Kick his ass.
You are gonna fucking take him out. He's already worn out. He's already done 2 matches. Like, now's the time to beat the boss.
It was the Mortal Kombat totem.
Yeah, I was at the top of the Mortal Kombat totem.
You were the four.
The best part is if he was like Piccolo and he took off his weighted shirt and he was like, "All right, now I'm
Yeah.
ready." Yeah,
He was like, I'm a strong black character, father figure to this child.
I'm gonna raise Gohan. Had his surrogate son there, pushed him to the side, and was like, "Fuck
Hey,
you."
Gohan, fuck you. But I'm gonna die every time somebody comes around.
That's Krillin.
Oh man. Well,
Krillin is the strongest human on Earth.
Yeah, I know.
yes, yeah. He also has one of the strongest attacks, which is a Destructo disc.
The Destructo disc is like,
I
yeah,
have been playing Dragon Ball
almost
FighterZ.
OP.
Dude, it is. It cuts motherfuckers in half.
Cuts mountains in half.
Yeah.
Cut Frieza's tail off.
Cuts, yeah.
Frieza is a bitch.
He would have.
Yeah.
I hate Frieza. I'm actually currently rewatching Dragon Ball Z
Just
right
watching
now.
Dragon Ball Super yet?
No, I started at Dragon Ball. I'm on Dragon Ball and then Dragon Ball Z, and then I'm gonna make my way up. But I'm at the point now where he just beat, Garlic Jr. and Frieza.
Oh.
Frieza's making his second appearance.
He's like,
I thought Frieza was a woman for the first.
yeah.
I thought it was like
there's a whole gender bend on that.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
can probably cut it into that.
Yeah, like we had this rule that was no anime, so
Yeah, we can.
Yeah. All right. Well, we'll go and wrap up there. But where can people find you? Your guys' podcast?
Spotify. Just search up BrainDead Air.
BrainDead Air on Spotify. And you guys are taking a little bit of a break, but you're gonna get back into it.
Tell them about the.
Yeah. Tell me
about the DFD show and the plans.
Yeah. Tell me about
cool. Yeah. Well, what we've been doing, we've kind of taken a break from recording the podcast to kind of get our studio in order, and we've built a new stage out here on the property, and we've got some shows coming up that are really fucking cool. In October 18th.
Yeah.
October 18th, we've got Dog Fashion Disco, which is one of my favorite bands of all time.
Mm-hmm.
They're coming in
Baltimore.
from Baltimore, yeah. Actually, I mean, Todd's living in Florida now, but
Oh, is he?
they're
Well, let me just
internationally touring band.
that. Not that you're wrong, Condor.
These guys are really incredible. The musicianship is incredible. A must-see act, absolutely. And they're going to be here at BrainDead Air studio.
At the own motherfucking Blood Axe
Yeah.
Castle.
We're going to have Oberon's coming out, and Toadash, or whatever we call this
Whatever
new.
iteration,
We got a new project that's going to be making its debut. It may or may not be called Toadash. It may be called fucking Swamp Cunt. That's a contender. That is a contender.
that is-
Or home evasion.
Home
Home
invasion.
Invasion.
That's also good. We're kicking around.
I've
some
really
names.
tried to sell that one on you, man.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
I don't feel like I have the gusto to pull off a home invasion type band.
It doesn't have to sound like a home invasion, but you can make it feel like.
I don't know. It didn't feel good to me. Like I said, I want to find that timeless band name. So hopefully by the time that October comes around and we have this big show out here, we will have a band name. If not, we'll just play as an anonymous band. But a lady we all know will be playing. We'll be doing my duo with Jason, Sam, and that'll be a fun one. And yeah, come on out October 18th. Look it up on Facebook. It's Dog Fashion Disco.
Invasion.
So yeah, and but yeah, once we get all of these things in order, we'll get back to
The thing is called Halloween Party Volume 6, right? The event.
yeah, Halloween Party Volume 666.
666, yes.
Yeah.
I made the poster for it. I'm a little proud of it, I gotta say.
Yeah,
It's a cool poster. Oh yeah.
Bitch hanging. It's all for you.
But yeah, so definitely check out October 18th
Yeah.
here at Castle Blood Axe
And look for some new episodes of BrainDead Air
on Spotify.
on Spotify.
Yep, and definitely if you're wanting something to or needing something to listen to other than this lovely podcast, you
Listen to the Needless Potato podcast.
You should, and then immediately
he has some very cool guests on here.
Well, and you were my second guest actually.
Yeah, go listen to my episode on here.
How have we not talked about that the entire time?
I don't know, man. We're having a good time.
This was a wave. I had a lot more fun on this one than the first one. I feel like you were getting you're better at the
talking.
There is I mean, like, honestly, dude, the first 4 times, like, we didn't even, like, we recorded it, and then we were just like, okay, like, this is how we're gonna feel here, and, like, we just really caught off of each other's laughter and knew, like, what to fucking, like,
Oh yeah. Well, you got to build that chemistry and then that timing and stuff.
I can't
For
imagine
sure.
doing it alone, dude. Like, fuck.
Well, like, and the bad part about doing it sometimes is and I'm not going to call anyone out, but is sometimes I would ask a question and so I would say, so, you know, you started playing music at 5 years old, you know, and then you transition to this, you've been playing the piano, you know, what about that? You know, what about like the piano is different from like the guitar, whatever, you know, for you?
Yeah, I mean, like, that's a good question.
Yeah, and then they're just like, well, you know, like, I just like playing it. And then it's like dead.
Yeah.
Okay,
I mean,
and then so sometimes,
I guess,
but it's just about the chemistry and stuff, and you find that people who don't do it a lot, they don't know what to do really.
Yeah.
So I think that was the problem with us. I don't think it was necessarily on you. I think it was a lot me, but you know, kind of growing pains and stuff.
Haven't been interviewed a lot. Like,
Yeah, that's true
they
too.
just were like, I don't know, dude. Like, I like to fucking do this.
Right, but yeah, for sure. You know, and it's always a good time talking with you, Casey, and you know, Garrett as well. So yeah, but plugging your podcast, definitely go to Spotify. Check out the Nate Turner episode. Nate is an excellent guy.
Yeah, that's a fun one.
That's a good one.
That's a good one.
One of our longest ones.
That's a good one.
Hilarious.
And then check out the Fly episode, and you can actually queue up the Fly, turn off the audio, and listen to your commentary.
You can go on our Facebook and find that video.
Oh, the video action point.
Yeah,
And
because
that's something that in future episodes, that's something we're going to integrate is actually be able to watch.
me working on that
the
and getting
film.
past copyright is really hard right now.
Yeah,
We're
okay.
trying to find the fair use area. Like, there's a way to do it where it falls in fair use, but we're navigating this. We're very new to this and trying to figure out. How
Yeah,
to
you're
navigate
definitely
the
figuring
waters.
out.
You can do copyright through video and audio. So, like, as I would like upload them to YouTube, like you wouldn't even be able to watch them. It would just say like, this is what you did wrong, and it was one time it was audio and video.
Yeah,
And
the
then
score.
second
You
time I
can't
did it-
have the score
Yeah.
higher than like 20% of the audio. You know what I mean?
And
Mm-hmm.
yeah, and then
And so you really have to kill it all out. Like, you have to watch.
No, yeah, you're right.
You have to kill it all out.
But like I would just go through there, and the second time I got it was because I just hadn't messed with the audio. So the second time I put our logo over the video, which was in the bottom left of the corner, and I was able to get through the video on that. But it's just so weird, man. And you're not gonna get in any trouble for doing shit like that. They're just gonna tell you no, you can't do it.
Right. Yeah. Get this shit off our page.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
There is a way to do it where it's fair use, and that's something that we're trying to navigate on the movie commentaries. When it comes to us like doing the interviews with artists and makers and stuff, that's a totally different area.
Yeah. Oh
Yeah.
yeah. We're
Totally
just
free,
trying to
you know,
hit a lot of different spectrums.
Oh yeah, for
But
sure.
we
You're
really
trying to.
have a lot of fun doing the movie commentaries. You know,
Those are the best ones to do.
Oh, for sure, man. You know, if you guys almost fucked up your thing there. If you guys do if you do like Bloodsport or American Werewolf in London,
we'll probably get
Hit me
get
up.
into
We're
that.
gonna hit some Jean-Claude.
dude. If you guys do Bloodsport, hit me up.
Have you seen Jean-Claude?
I'm down to do that. Let's do Bloodsport with Jesse White, dude. That'd be pretty fun.
I'm down for that.
that could turn out to be pretty fucking weird.
It's gonna be a good time, but a weird time. That's what I tell ladies before we have intercourse. I'm like, it's gonna be weird, but it's gonna be a good time.
They're like, hell yeah.
That's they don't want it unless it's weird.
I mean, why would you?
Yeah.
If yeah. I'm gonna stop.
Thanks, Garrett.
Let's end this.
Okay, anyways.
My
All
God,
right.
we've been rambling for so long.
Almost 2 hours, dude.
So, but check out BrainDead Air on Spotify. You can follow them
Google
on Facebook.
Podcast, Anchor, you can
All that good stuff,
Apple
yep.
Podcast,
And you can check out this podcast everywhere except for Apple Podcasts. You can follow us on Instagram and Facebook. And special announcement: next week's episode, which will drop June 5th, will be an Ask Me Anything episode. So you can send in your questions to the Facebook page. I mean, they can be Facebook page or Instagram page, or you can send it to our email, needlesspotatospodcast@gmail.com with the hashtag Ask Me Anything, and DJ Bryant will be there as well, so you can ask us anything.
Ask him anything too?
You can, me or DJ, and we'll read your questions on air.
Like, why are you so handsome?
Well,
Jesse's gonna be like, well, let me tell you why.
push him out of the way.
Out of the way. Like,
He was obviously talking to me. Obvi.
But yeah, so
all right, thanks for having us, man.
yeah, for sure, man. Thanks for being on here. All of you guys be safe, and we'll see you next time and the time after that.